My story began in a small town in Scotland. I used to run around the park, little kid with a big energy, hyperactive. This is pre-internet days, so we were inspired by movies and superheroes, and I used to be really into Marvel. I still am. I wanted to be Spider-Man. I always enjoyed doing acrobatics, climbing, running, jumping. In my local town, the park, happened to have a little set of parallel bars, and I used to pretend I was at the Olympics. I always wanted to see how far I could jump, how high I could climb, and that led to joining a gymnastic club when I was 4.5. So I was in this magical place where I could learn all these superhero skills that led me to being part of the national team as well. That's my first medal that I won when I was 6. So that inspired me to push further, to dream bigger, and to see what you could achieve if you kind of put your mind to it. I think as a kid you take it all for granted. So for me it was kind of normal to be on a plane, travelling, representing your country. Actually the first time I was on a plane I was more excited about being on a plane than actually representing my country, as a kid does. So it was an exciting time, and I suppose I was very fortunate to do it all through sport. You know, sport is a great tool. It's almost like a life skill. You've got to plan ahead, you've got to be organised, you've got to have a goal to use as a target. I was very blessed to win Scotland's very first ever gold medal in gymnastics at the Commonwealth Games. I wasn't quite expecting gold, didn't quite aim for the gold, but what I did aim for was to position myself to be the best that I could be. And that was through preparation, training, organisation, and the bigger team around me as well. How did I get there? Lots of hard work. I suppose lots of perseverance. Just having a really positive mindset, never really giving up, and always believing in yourself. You've got to take the knocks, you've got to fail many times before you pick yourself back up again and then finally get to your goal. So as an athlete, I've had many experiences of that, falling off the horse, hitting your head on the bar, things that don't quite go to plan, but you've got to reflect, pick yourself back up. And I think sport is a great framework to enable people to do that on a regular basis. My purpose as an athlete going into business is to influence some of the employees to develop the mindset of an athlete. So it's almost like finding the athlete in you. We are coaches to regular people in a company. I finished my gymnastic career about 10 years ago, so having something fresh and something new was actually a great challenge. As an athlete, I love to even challenge myself now to new pursuits. And I think having the mindset of an entrepreneur is all about finding the next thing, the new thing, finding something that you could attune to or aspire to. I think sport and business have a great marriage, and it's all about connecting people with the right mindset into business life. Sometimes a lot of the employees appreciate the human touch of a story against triumph against adversity, or a story of perseverance or resilience, and a lot of the workforce can actually relate to that. So our purpose and job is to connect with them, uplift them, and inspire them to be better employees and people as well. There has been many times when I felt like giving up. I suppose as a gymnast, when you fall off the horse or you're having a bad day, you just want to throw in the towel and quit. I can reflect back to when I was a kid at 6 years old. I was standing on the edge of the runway and I had to perform for the very first time a backflip. And I just remember the previous time I'd tried it before, it didn't quite go to plan. So I was standing there, my heart was pumping, I was nervous, but I had to deliver under pressure. So I took one step forward, and with a deep breath, I went for it. And for the first time at 6, I was able to do that thing I was focusing on, which is a backflip. And I just remember the feeling of being successful, achieving your goal. And I think that taught me that you've just got to be courageous, you've got to take risks, and if you put your mind to it, then anything is possible.